Hello and welcome to my fish room tour video. So my fish room is also my living room, and I've got the couch, 2 racked 75-gallon tanks, a rack of 10 and 15-gallon tanks, and this 55-gallon tank. I'll start here. The equipment is, there's a plywood stand, and this is where I keep my water change siphon. This is really useful if you don't have one. You hook up this end to your faucet, and that end goes in the tank, and you can suck all the water out and down your kitchen sink and refill the tank without carrying or hauling around any buckets. So this is the 55-gallon tank. The light is a Lithonia T8 shop light, 32 watt. With daylight deluxe bulbs, about 2750 lumens each. So that's 5500 lumens over a 55-gallon tank for about 100 lumens per gallon. And this is plant that I pulled out of a local river. It came with some crayfish and I think a damselfly larva and water striders. So that was fun. That was not intentional. But the goal was to get a lot of plant material in the tank so that these fish could have babies, and the babies are hidden by the tank, by the plants. So, alright. So that's a birthing tank. 1 or 2 female guppies and 1 male guppy, and hopefully fry survive. But with deep tanks like this, with a current, fry survive less than in shallow tanks with no current. So it's actually not as good a fry survival as like a 2-inch deep tank with no current and a heater. Okay, so these are also birthing tanks. This is a 15-gallon tank with Java moss in it and air stone. There's a fish in there. And when she gives birth, her babies will be hidden by the Java moss. And I basically never do water changes on this tank. Just when I pull the fry out, I refresh it, give it a water change, which I did today. On this one, I pulled 20 to 30 fry out. I didn't count. And I got all the mulm out. Mulm is the brown stuff on the bottom. And water changed it a few times with the sink faucet connection, and then put a new, my lights are on timers, and then put a new female in the tank. So there's a female in there and she's all traumatized and hiding somewhere. And then, oh, there she is. Yeah, she's like, where am I? Why am I in this tank? I know, you'll get used to it. You'll be mad when I pull you out too. Okay. So when I see babies, I'll pull her out and put her back in the breeding tank. Okay, and this is a 10-gallon tank that has another lady guppy in it. And when she gives birth, hopefully I'll notice her fry before she can eat them. And the lights on these tanks are either this clamp light, which I don't really like, and it's not my ideal light. I like to use these under cabinet lights because they're $13 at Home Depot, and you can buy any spectrum you want for it for like another $10, so it's like $25 for this light, which is hilarious because this light is $20 for this long silver thing, and then $10 for the 2 bulbs. So this is $30 to light a 55-gallon tank, and this is about $30 to light a 10-gallon tank. And it's the cheapest thing I can work out so far, except for those LEDs. I'm not certain how to, they don't come with plugs. They come with like a cable with no end, so far I've been really bad at making those line up to the wall properly and not burn out. Oh well. Anyway, this is a male holding tank. The males are the wrong color, so I put them in here. He's all stressed out because he just got a water change. I change these tanks water like once a month, if that, because the plants eat the nitrate and the ammonia. So whenever I test them, and I do have nitrate and ammonia test kits here You can get these on eBay for like $10 each, and it's 90 tests. So if you do a water change, the purpose of the water change is to remove the nitrate. And the point of a filter, you may notice my tanks don't have filters. The point of a filter is to house bacteria that convert ammonia to nitrate, and then you remove the nitrate through water changes. Plants bypass the bacterial ammonia to nitrate steps, and they just directly eat the ammonia. And you might get some nitrate because the bacteria does live on the surface of the plants, but basically with these planted tanks, whenever I measure the water, that's 0 ammonia, and then if it's under 30 nitrate, I don't do water change. Okay, alright, so that's these tanks, which I basically never water change, I just test. Handy test kits, $10 for 90 to 150 tests. Okay, alright, moving on to this tank. So this is 75 rack instead of 5,500 lumens, because it's a 75-gallon tank and the goal is to have 100 to 200 lumens over a 2-foot deep water. So I have 5,500 plus 5,500, and these are also on a timer. Despite being on a timer, I'm not really good at timing things. I should put these on for less hours of the day, because there's some definite cladophora growing here. But that's okay, whatever, I don't care. So this is 3 female guppies and 2 males in here somewhere. And I've got, you can see these L144 plecos. I like them because with them in the tank I don't have to clean the front glass with a credit card, scraping the algae off. And when they have babies, like that, their babies sell for $5 each. So I like them. They keep the front glass clean. The cost is just a little bit more flake, and then they make me money. So yay, blackos. And they breed in caves. The way that they breed is that the male guards the eggs that the female deposits for him. And oh, he's in the cave right now. That's his tail sticking out. So it looks like I might get more babies. That's cool. Alright, next up is this 75-gallon tank here. And this is, the plant is called Kabumba. We've got 3 species of Kabumba. Kabumba fricata, Kabumba caroliniana, and I don't remember the 3rd species, Kabumba purple. That's a good name. Alright. This is basically the holding tank for all the fish that I'm going to either sell or keep as breeders but don't have room to hold them right now. So the females in here that are small enough to ship safely, if females are too big, sometimes they die. So the females in here that are small enough are for sale, and then the males in here are, I'm going to ship out too. So, like this guy, where is he? Hello. You basically just take a picture of your fish, list them online, someone will buy them, and then you ship them right to their door. It's very easy to ship fish. I have a video on how I ship fish. And then whenever the babies, you may notice some smaller ones, whenever the babies are big enough to pull out of their 10 or 15-gallon birthing tank, or here if that ever happens, so whenever they're big enough to pull out of there, I pull them out and put them in here only if they don't fit in adult guppy's mouth. So it's about 1 month for the female to be in the tank, and then 1 month for her babies to get big enough that, honestly, 2 weeks would probably work, but I just don't want to risk it. Yep. So 3 birthing tanks there, birthing tank there, birthing tank here, and then these deep ones are less ideal. The fry just don't survive as well. Maybe they have to take a first gulp. Maybe it takes them energy to float at first, but whatever. Deep tanks kill babies. So in the past I used to use these Rubbermaid tubs, but my husband kind of put an end to that. He was like, stop leaving tubs of fish in the floor. And then one time my chinchilla jumped in one, so it was time. So anyway, but when you want to maximize fry survival, just put like this much water and a clamp light over it, and then plants. And I got way more baby production in these. anyway, but you use what you have, and right now the room has to look nice or whatever. So yeah, so that's the fish room tour. Took about 10 minutes, not too long. Post a video of your fish tanks. Let us know what you're breeding or keeping. And this video was made for a giveaway contest as an example of how to give a video tour of your fish tanks. Just basically walk around with the camera and say whatever you want. Tell us the species of plants, the setup. I have no filters in any of my tanks, so that might be interesting to some people. I don't know. Maybe if we all post videos, we'll learn from one another. Alright.